Hey everybody, welcome to Barista Lab. I'm Tiffany and this is video 4 of a series of Baratza grinders. I say a lot. I noticed that because I watched the replay of the last one. We've done 3 other videos, and if you missed those, you can click them. We'll leave them in the show notes, but basically we did a recap of why we love Baratza and why you would want to buy from them. The second video was how to choose a grinder, and the third video was most important questions to ask and answer. We answered the most important questions. That was maybe one of my favorite videos. And here we go. This is video number 4, and it's mainly about, there's so many different burr grinders on the market, and I'm going to tell you what sets Baratza apart. Caught myself on that right there. Okay, so basically Baratza calls the Encore an entry-level grinder. But I'm going to tell you, if you're buying an Encore, you care more about your coffee than probably 95% of the entire population. No joke. So I don't really call this an entry-level grinder. The reason they call that an entry-level grinder is because when you start going this way in their line, you get a little bit more particular about your coffee grounds. Actually, you get a little bit more versatile in what kind of coffee you drink. So maybe you're drinking espresso. Maybe you have an espresso machine and you have all the filter coffee. Maybe you love brewing cold brew in the summer, and so that's the reason why you would kind of go over here in this direction, but I would not call this an entry-level grinder. So there are a lot of differences between Baratza and haven't really decided if I want to name names here, but let me just give you an example. And I quote, "Removable grind chamber holds enough ground coffee for 32 cups. It wouldn't even occur to a prosumer to have enough ground coffee for 32 cups of coffee. You grind per use." And so I'm just going to tell you, Baratza really understands the prosumer market. They're not just selling you like a burr grinder because it's the cool thing to do these days. And even though you may seem like, oh, this entry-level Baratza grinder is a lot more expensive than, let's say, a different one that maybe you found on Amazon, I would say that they're not really even comparable, and for that reason. Also, let me pull up another example that I'm talking about. So you have a 60 grind settings, coarser to finer, and in between you have filter, percolator, espresso, and it's that's not even enough. That's not even enough. This Vario, I think, has 230 grind settings. That's great for espresso and can go to filter. But let's say you are brewing espresso and you're using one of these grinders that I'm quoting on an Amazon listing. You're not going to be able to dial in your espresso with just an espresso setting. Not all coffees are the same. Not all coffees age the same. I'm telling you, if you have a coffee and you brew espresso with it one day, the next day that coffee has changed. It's a living, breathing product, and you're gonna have to redial it back in. And if you don't have the settings to do that, it's not going to come out right. So that's kind of the main difference. You may think that, wow, this Encore is really expensive for an entry-level grind, but I'm telling you it's not. And the reason is because you have full control over your grind settings, and also Baratza really does understand the prosumer market more than the other, let's quote, entry-level or even espresso grinders out there. Unless you're talking about a dedicated espresso grinder or a shop grinder, which is not what this market is. But I would say in terms of the prosumer market, and that means the coffee geek, the coffee fanatic, the person who is at home, dialing in espresso, normal people don't do that. So I would say they really have a handle on this market and they know who their customers are, and that's just another reason to go with Baratza. This what's the difference video kind of reminds me of a Dr. Dre Eminem song that's like, what's the difference between me and you? Yeah, anyways, that's the difference. And I hope you like this video. Guys, thank you so much for watching this video series. Please stay tuned for more. Don't forget to subscribe, and when you do, ring that bell. I'm telling you, ring that bell. Also, I wanted to mention that there are a lot of feature videos out there, which is why we didn't choose to do those. You can find them on Baratza's website. Baratza does a lot of awesome content, and also there are some other videos out there that I could recommend, like Seattle Coffee Gear does some great feature and comparison videos, as well as I think Whole Latte Love did a really great comparison video on all of the different setes. And so shout out to those guys. They're doing awesome work. I just wanted to do something different. All right, maybe one day we'll do some comparison videos. But anyways, have a good one, and thanks for watching, and leave any comments or questions below. Thanks. Bye, guys.